Hello there, 5th grade math students. This is chapter 10.2. We're going to dig a little bit more deeply into expressing fractions as percents. We're going to learn 3 different possible methods for expressing fractions as percents. Jessica spent 1/4 of her money on a pair of shoes. What percent did she spend on shoes? Here's method 1. In method 1, we're going to express 1/4 as a fraction by converting it to an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. So we can visualize that by beginning with a square divided into 4 equal parts, and here's our 1/4. We're going to divide that same square into 100 equal parts. And to do that, we're going to insert 25 blocks into each 1/4 section. In other words, we're going to take our fraction 1/4, and we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 25 to get 25 over 100. We know that percent is per 100, so we have 25 per 100, or 25%. Let's try method 2. In method 2, we're going to think of our percent as a ratio. If the whole is 4/4, or 100%, and the amount spent is 1/4, we think of our 1 whole as 100%, 4 parts equal 100%. Then we can divide each side by 4 to find the value of 1 part, which will be 25%. Okay? There's another way to think about it if that works better for your brain. Finally, let's learn method 3. Method 3 uses multiplication. 1/4 is going to equal, if we want to convert it to percents, 1/4 of, remember of is code for times, 100%, which is over 1. Now we simply take 1/4 times 100%, which gives us 100%, over 4, which equals 25%. This is my favorite way to do it, but I want you to choose the way that works best for your brain. Now try a few of these on your own. Express each fraction as a percent. You can use method 1, which uses models. You can use method 2, which uses the table and allows you to compare them as a ratio. Or you can use method 3, which is simply multiplying each quantity by 100%. Remember, whatever you do, you're trying to get your fraction over 100 so that you can put it per 100 or in percents. All right, press pause while you work. We have another idea when you're finished with these problems. Let's solve a word problem using percents. There were 500 computers in a warehouse. 200 were shipped to a store. What percent were shipped? Well, 200 of 500 were shipped to the store, so 200 500ths were shipped. That reduces to 2/5. Now, I'm going to use my favorite method for converting this into a percent. I'm simply going to take 2/5 times 100%. I find that to be the easiest way to solve. I'm going to cross-reduce because both 5 and 100% can be divided by 5. This gives me a new equivalent fraction of 2 over 1 times 20% because 100 divided by 5 is 20. And my final answer is 40%. Now let's calculate what percent are left in the warehouse. There are 2 possible ways to do this. You can either calculate 300 500ths, which would be the number left at the warehouse after the 200 are shipped, or there's an even easier method. Take 100%, the whole, subtract 40%, the percent that was shipped, and get 60%. So 60% of the computers were left at the warehouse. Here's your final practice problem for this chapter. A bakery had 250 pounds of flour. On Monday, 120 pounds of the flour was used to bake bread. The rest of the flour was used on Tuesday. So please tell me, A, what percent of the flour was used on Monday, and B, what percent of the flour was used on Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll continue to work on changing fractions into percents. See you then.